What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Star-Lord T'Challa and the Ravagers, and talking about punch-ups with Ravagers in war. His offers just went live tonight, so we're going to talk about this. Also, just kind of talk a little bit about his ISO and his best T4s. Just kind of go over our general impressions of him and show that even at like tier 12, I've got footage. The footage we've got that I'm showing you guys tonight was just 3 yellow, no red stars on him. I did the core offer for him just to get him unlocked, took him to tier 12, put some blue ISO on him, and just saw what I could possibly do with him. He was like 60k power, not very strong, but even so, the Ravager team was doing really well because I had a geared up Ravager Boomer and Yondu. Those two really kind of carried the team. T'Challa was kind of supplementary in that, and we're going to talk about all that in tonight's video. If you guys do enjoy this video, you do find it helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So, T'Challa, let's start by just talking about him in general. So, at 3 yellow, just no red stars, his damage is lacking. I had to put the Skirmisher on him to help boost up his focus, and even then, it was okay. Like, he wasn't doing anything crazy, but really, what he was bringing to the team was his passive, in that it boosts the damage for Ravagers and gives them bonus max health. So, in war, they gain 25% bonus max health, and then they also gain 30% bonus damage. Also, there's another 25% max health just added in. So overall, he boosts their health by 50%, gives them 30% boost to damage. This is the most important T4 on T'Challa by far. You need this because this 25% max health is huge. The Ravagers are a bit of a glass cannon. They have a high damage stat, low health. So this passive really helps give them a little bit more survivability, make them worth gearing up a little bit more, or you make them survive a little bit longer. Then in terms of his next T4, you're going to want his special because it steals 2 ability energy from the target if the target has blind. That's pretty important when you're fighting certain characters like Doom or like Doc or Sinister, Emma, certain characters. If you land blind on them, or if they already had blind on them, he will steal 2 ability energy, transfers that to himself. There's been a question about this. He steals 2 ability energy both from special and ultimate energy bars and transfers that to himself. If the character does not have any ability energy for a certain ability, like if they just use their special and then he uses this and steals ability energy, he will not gain any ability energy for his special. That's just the way the mechanic works. It is 2 ability energy each for your special and ultimate that's stolen from the target. Now, this is a pretty good one. This is really good. And then finally, his ultimate T4 copies all positive effects from adjacent allies. You're going to use this in conjunction with Yondu. You put him next to Yondu. Yondu gains a ton of buffs. He steals buffs from the entire enemy team. He'll steal everything. So then Yondu has everything. You put T'Challa next to him. T'Challa uses his ultimate, copies all those onto himself, so he'll gain like stealth, deflect, immunity, counter. Anything that Yondu can steal, T'Challa will copy to himself, and also prolongs effects on his Ravager allies by 1 up to a maximum of 3. Won't extend regeneration, but that's more than sufficient. Those are your 3 most important T4s. You can also do this T4 on the basic. It has a very nice amount of damage. You're talking 140% bonus damage overall with this T4. It's a very significant damage boost, but it is one that if you're gearing him, if you're having him at a lower gear level, like I was trying with the testing, this is not a very important T4 because it's not one that's really going to get a lot of use. He doesn't have high damage at lower gear levels, but if you do gear him up, you take him up to tier 14, 15, and even 16, he is a possibility for tier 16. He has the best damage stat in the game, tied with Phyla-Vell. He is going to do damage. So if you are going to take him up to those higher tier levels, you pull high red stars on him, you pull good yellow stars on him, this is definitely a T4 that is worth considering. In fact, he's really one of those characters you can throw all the T4s on, you're going to be fine. So I have Skirmisher on him because I need that boost in the focus. His focus is okay. Once I start putting the red stars on him, is the shot up in terms of focus, but that Skirmisher also gives him another 50% boost in focus. He's yeah, you can see we've got a lot of people. I see a lot of people in people are buying T'Challa tonight. But yeah, no, so this Ravagers is one of the best war teams in the game. Not meta, but like up there. They're not going to beat Weapon X. They're not going to be heroes for hire. They will beat just about everything else. And we've talked about this in videos. I have a video talking about Emma and Ravagers together beating Eternals in War. They destroy Black Order. They destroy pretty much everything else except those meta war defense teams like Weapon X, like Heroes for Hire. I've also found that Uncanny X-Men with magic is a problem. I'm still trying to figure that strategy out, but it does not seem like they're going to be a good hard counter to Uncanny X-Men. Keep that in mind. Phoenix will kind of just wreck them. A lot of damage from that Uncanny X-Men team that will just shred you. Low health on Ravagers. Yeah, not good. But we're not going to... There's really not much else to say at this point. If you guys want to see my full breakdown of T4's for Ravagers and ISOs, there's a video. I'll link that up above so you guys can check that out. Also down in the video description if you guys want to go see that. But these are my Ravagers. I threw a lot of gear on Boomer and Yondu. Yondu, I did because he has high red stars and also because his summons are directly affected by his gear and his T4s. Boomer does a ton of damage, and I'll show you guys in the footage tonight. An assisting Boomer with that offense up, oh, it's gross, especially if you get defense down from the special with T'Challa. And this is where the skirmisher comes into play. And also, one other thing to mention is that if you guys are using him like high gear levels, Striker becomes really, really good because that boosts that damage. But also, if you're keeping him low levels, trying to keep him low on the gear, you're not really prioritizing gear and red stars on him, Skirmisher works a lot better, but Striker at high levels, just phenomenal damage from this guy. So, yeah, we're not really going to go into detail on the ISOs and T4s. If you guys want to go check that out, go check out that video. What we're really going to focus on is going to be some punch-up footage. And I've got 3 different fights. I've got Doc, I've got Marauders, and I've got Black Order. And, you know, this is just some of the testing I've done, but just showing you guys, like, even on significant punch-ups, this team is going to do really, really well. So, the goal here, and you're going to see even at, like, 3 yellow, tier 12, with the Skirmisher ISO, I'm still, that Electro that you see there, I'm going to put Blind on her, and then steal ability energy. So, she's now taken out of the fight. That's a tier 14 Electro, by the way. If you look at that, 7 red, 7 yellow Electro, 146k power. My T'Challa is still able to put that blind and puts defense down on the rest of the team except for Doc over here. So his focus stat is a little bit low, but because the offense up from the Ravager Boomer on the team, plus that boost in the focus stat from Skirmisher, very, very reliably placing buffs. Now, this will be a problem for other characters like Eternals. You'll probably want a stronger T'Challa against Eternal teams. But yeah, against this, like he's just gonna do so. He's just not having a problem placing debuffs. So watch the damage on Boomer. So right there, 240k on that on the special on Electro, 112, 138k on the other 2 characters with them blocking. That's offense up into defense down. Very, very respectable damage. And you're gonna see as we continue to go through this. Actually, you know, I think we get a good look. Yeah, right there. I should have showed this right away. Right there. So, with that assist from Boomer, you can see that's almost a 200k assist right there. That's very respectable. And that's with the passive on Boomer so that he is guaranteed to assist on non-minion Ravager allies. So T'Challa and Yondu will always call him to assist on attacks. And Yondu summons another Ravager Boomer as well. So you're going to have 2 assists with this team. So we got 2 Boomers, we got 2 Stitchers, and yeah, we're just gonna take our time. We're just gonna wail away on Electro there. And there's my tier 12 Ravager Stitcher doing a very respectable 120k into a block on Electro. Like it's really nuts how much damage this team can do. 174k on the other, and I think that was the summon too. Yeah, that was the, I believe. Yeah, that's the summoned Ravager Stitcher doing 174k. Like I said, man, this team, Glass Cannon, very, very high damage, not good health. So now we're just gonna keep working on these characters. We're gonna focus down that Mysterio. You can see there 140k on the ultimate from T'Challa, respectable damage. And there, we took out Mysterio, we summoned in his clones. And now we're going to work our way through Swarm. We're going to leave Doc for last. Doc's not a big issue. I'm not worried about him. I want to get rid of some of these other characters there. Yondu does his work. Yondu does a lot of damage too, especially as you gear him up. Striker is very good on him because he does piercing damage, but also you don't want Skirmisher on him because he gets so much boosted focus just from being on the Ravager team. You don't need to worry about that. Heal block on Doc. Not a lot of damage. You can see the damage, the basic from T'Challa is not doing a lot of damage, 13k. So yeah, you're not going for the damage here on T'Challa. You're going here for the defense down and the blind and stealing ability energy. And his ult will deal some solid damage, but he's really there just to kind of wreck things. And there you go. Finish off Doc, no problem. So then here we have a 150k punch up against Emma. This is Minerva instead of Sabretooth. Sabretooth is sketchy, especially with a low gear T'Challa. It's not ideal. T'Challa can get easily torn apart. Again, low health on your Ravagers, so you can get killed pretty easily by a geared up Sabretooth. I tried that against like a 6 or 7 red Sabretooth, got shredded. Really not ideal. But really, all you're gonna do right now is work your way through Strife, and then just kind of focus down Sinister. You will kill Strife too at the same time, but yeah, Sinister's gonna be really your main goal. No matter who gets cloned, the worst option of getting cloned is Yondu, but you can solve that very easily by doing what I did not, which is use the basic from Stitcher, or from Bruiser, and now put a taunt onto your Bruiser, and then it's a force clone from Mr. Sinister. Not a big deal. You can do that here too. There you go. Force taunt there on Bruiser. And now, yeah, we'll work on Minerva a little bit. The Hell Steal with Stitcher is great. There we go, reducing speed bar. And now we're just going to blind, and we're going to steal ability energy from Sinister. We didn't land the blind, which is fine. But you can see there a lot of resists on that defense down. This is the big problem. This is where you're going to have issues with a lower gear T'Challa. Is that we run to a team like this that has higher D, that has like defense up and like a boosted resistance. Yeah, that's going to be an issue with trying to get the defense down and the blind on them. Not a big deal, but it makes things a little more difficult on your end. Yeah, respectable damage there with those two characters, with your boomers, and then now you just kind of finish off Emma. So it's really not a big problem. One thing I did find was really fun was when I was doing testing, I was able to apply heal block from my Stitcher onto that Emma. And remember, my Stitcher's like tier 12, so it could have been the minion summon Stitcher that would have done it, but I thought it was funny being able to apply heal block on Emma while she was in her diamond form. So then finally, Black Order. This is like all orange gear across the board, like tier 13 on Corvus, but tier 14 on sorry. Looks like Thanos and Proxima maybe have tier 14. Same with Cole, and then tier 15 on Ebony. But this is a decent punch up here with my team. And, you know, it's rather straightforward. I'm going to take my time, and I'm not going to worry about killing Cole Obsidian. What I am going to do is try to manipulate it so that I'm able to get through Cole Obsidian, like get rid of his taunt, and then focus down Thanos, get blind on him if possible. Not necessarily easy to do here, but it's possible. Now, if you had the basic here from Bruiser, if you had the T4 basic on Bruiser, you could put defense down and disrupted on Cole Obsidian. That can make things nice. I did try to use a special there to flip some of these buffs on Thanos. No dice. But yeah, now we're running into this problem where I've been boosting speed bar because I dropped a Black Order character below half health. Gonna reduce some speed bar here as well if possible. There we go. Yeah, reduce some speed bar. Get Thanos slowed down just a little bit. Same with Ebony and Proxima. Not worry about their stuns for just a little bit longer. Try to get rid of... There you go. Now we're going to try to blind Thanos if possible. Did manage to land the blind. So, you know, keep this in mind. That is... Take a look at the difference in power between them. 41k on my T'Challa. 142k on that Thanos. He did have defense up. I had offense up. Still able to apply blind. So... He's got, with a boost in offense, he's got a decent enough focus stat that he can apply blind to tier 14 characters. Not a big deal. There we go. Now we're going to finish off some of these characters. We're trying to get rid of Thanos in time. There we go. Got him down before we worried about the ultimate. Now we're going to worry about Ebony Maw. Kill him. 35k damage on the ultimate from T'Challa. Not bad. And then now we're going to finish off with our Stitchers and our regular Boomer. And then just finish off Corvus. So, like, there's more footage I could be doing. There's more testing I could probably do. But I wanted to show you guys that, like, this team, you're going to be just fine with an undergear T'Challa. You gear up your Boomer, you gear up your Yondu. I know people won't be really keen on gearing up Boomer. So you can ignore Boomer and gear up T'Challa instead if you want to. But showing that, like, an undergeared T'Challa is going to be okay. The offense up boost from Boomer, getting that Skirmisher ISO on him, leveling up a little bit just to boost that focus. Like, that's not bad. And keep in mind, this is all 3 yellow, no red stars. So he's missing out on some significant boosts from those red stars too. Not bad at all for this guy at this level. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys like this? Did you guys find this helpful? What do you guys think of seeing this undergear T'Challa? Let me know down below. As always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.